You're not recording, so go ahead.
Grant, when we talked earlier in the week, you talked about how you needed a new vehicle to get your message across. What did you try to do, and did you think it worked in any way tonight?
No, I don't think it worked tonight. The vehicle was, we were going to compete, and we competed in practice. There was, to be honest, I mean, I'm sure you're no surprise. I was ornery all week with practice, holding people to their feet to the fire. I thought we made progress in practice. Did I think we did tonight? Absolutely not. It's upsetting that we start games how we start them. It's upsetting the amount of penalties we consistently take. And when you see the last, it's probably been 5 games, with the exception of the one Ferris that we came back and won the game. But yeah, you could even throw that in there too. The third period is the period that we decide to play in the game. And we look like the team that we want to look like. But because we haven't, made plays under contact and had enough practice in a game or practice for that matter, we had 2 days this week of it. But to make plays with skill under contact and when things are happening, we don't execute. So I'm upset today. There's some other days that you feel different, but today is upsetting.
Yeah, Griffin was out of the lineup again. Is you sending a message there? Or are you going to try to put him in tomorrow, or you don't really know yet?
No, Griffin, Andre, Gontos, 2 of our top 4D, Sorensen and Vesio, have been hurt. Griffin and Gontos it's not a coach's decision. They're not in trouble. I don't even know how to describe it. They don't have COVID. They've already both had COVID. But they are having post-COVID effects. And one of them is seeing a specialist. And the other one is going through some medical things too. I don't know how much I can even say about it. I'm not sure how to describe it properly. The 2 defensemen are injured with typical hockey injuries. Those 2 forwards have post-COVID issues, I guess is the best way to say it. I'm sorry, I don't know how to describe this situation.
With the special teams, I mean, what do you think is the problem there? Is anything standing out, or is it just something that?
I think it goes back to the things that, we're so every year I do a project, and this year we're reading a book called Hockey Tough. And there's a lot of different lessons in the book. It's an incredible book. It's great. And consistency and mental toughness. And, one of the things that I talked to him today about is there's a part in there, and there's a million great parts in this book. Essentially it's what are you willing to do to be determined and sacrifice to have success? And your question on special teams is we aren't willing to block a puck. We had to bring real pucks out in practice, and we practice blocking shots in practice. I've never done that in my life. We did it with our team, practice blocking pucks. That takes zero talent or ability or anything. But we did it just to show people it doesn't hurt. And on our penalty kill, we don't talk to each other, so we can't clear the puck the way we should. We don't block shots, and that goes back to how important is it really. And on the power play, we had some looks and execute. Had a player or two on a power play have a real poor game. And when you're having a real poor game, you're usually not very effective on the power play. But when we did get pucks into areas, I give Lake State credit. Like, they blocked pucks, they played hard, they did the things that we mentioned they were going to do. But that's willingness and a commitment to win the game. We're not there yet. We are going to get there. And like I said, I don't know how many games we're going to win or lose this year, but we have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's how you win, is being able to be in a state of uncomfortable and having a comfort level in that state. And that's just confrontational sports, whether it's football, hockey, wrestling, whatever. So it's going to be, I can help them. I can make them uncomfortable, which I'm going to help them be uncomfortable, and maybe they can be comfortable being uncomfortable. But and we're not there. I've played a lot of players this year, and we've had a lot of line combinations, and like I said to the guys after the game, I know this isn't, you're not having fun right now. I know this isn't enjoyable. And I said, but I said, what would you guys do if you were role reversal? And the answer is obvious. They'd be doing the same things we're doing. And like before the game, my message was, you when you're 5 years old, you played the game because you loved it. You played the game because it was fun. The way to have fun has changed. As a Division I player, there's a different definition of how to have fun, and it's being uncomfortable and willing to do those things in the game to take control of the game, so you can become comfortable in the game after you're, you've kind of wrestled that part away. That's an area where we're not there yet, and it's just it's going to get there. I guess the saving grace is that well, I shouldn't even say saving grace, because you'll play the game to win the game. But, we got a little bit of time before we get back into conference play, and we got a long way to go. But whether we get there or not, I don't know, but it's going to be uncomfortable on the way there.
Hey, Grant, how uncomfortable was the team? Was it 17 seconds in with that first penalty? It must have, all week preparing for this, and then right off the get-go, you're in the box. That had to be just, I don't know what on the bench there.
You know what, Tom? It's kind of been, that one wasn't, an egregious penalty of being out of control. It was, not handling a one-on-one rush, which is, something that obviously you learn, early as a young player. Then, our penalty kill is been Achilles heel for us, and it was an issue last year. We changed a bunch of things and it worked. It works. And we went, a couple games against Tech, we didn't give one up. Against Ferris, didn't give one up. It works. And then you get in a position the last 3 games where to play in a penalty kill, you have to be willing to block a shot. You have to be willing to take a hit to clear a puck 200 feet. You have to play as 4. You have to communicate. You have to, all things that zero of it has to do with talent. And when you're not willing to do that, and again, not willing to be uncomfortable, the result is what it is.
You going to make a lot of line changes for tomorrow or no?
Yes, there's going to be different players playing. We don't have any other defensemen to play. This is all we got, so those guys are going to play. But there will be changes elsewhere.
When Joe scored tonight, do you think there was a bit more confidence on the bench, or was it about the same throughout the game?
I think there was confidence in the third period, Doug, because we played and we started to be involved in the game. Obviously, too little, too late. And maybe our routine tomorrow's got to change. Maybe something's got to change in the morning, to get our routine different. Because, I've personally changed their pregame routine because it wasn't working. I don't know what that was last week, before Saturday. I don't know if it changed today. We have to figure out a way to start the game on time. And I know I shared with you the record when we score first the last 4 years, but we can't seem to get ready to play on time. And I got to make us uncomfortable. So this week was uncomfortable, and it's going to continue to be uncomfortable until we're comfortable being uncomfortable.
Thanks, Coach. Ready.
Nolan, you guys started a little slow tonight. It's kind of been a problem so far this year. What do you think is going on there from your perspective?
I think we just need to prepare better for games and be ready to start on time.
Coach said that your pregame routine or your pregame routine has changed. What are you doing differently in the warm-up?
I think just different exercises, and we're trying to be a little bit more upbeat during our preparation.
Grant talked about being uncomfortable, making you guys feel uncomfortable. Are you feeling that as a team?
Yeah, I think we need to start going to the hard areas and getting out of our comfort zones if we want to have success, that's for sure.
Any more questions for Nolan?
Nolan, what do you think is the key to get a win and earn a split tomorrow night?
I think we just need to work them tomorrow and come out hard and play hard right out of the gate and not wait to start playing till the third period.
Thanks, Nolan.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nolan.